It's not. It's about lifting the heels up a little bit so you actually activate the sit bones and stretch your hamstrings from the top instead of the heel. Exhale 1, inhale. Exhale 2, inhale. Exhale 3, inhale. Exhale 4, inhale. Exhale 5, on the inhale, come forward to a plank. And exhale the knees, the chest, the chin to the earth, Ashtanga Namaskar, elbows are by the ribs. Inhale, press into the hands, lift the chest, slide forward, Bhujangasana, try not to rush that. Exhale, tuck the toes under, push the seat back to the heels, then lift the knees up, downward facing dog. Let's do that one again. On your inhale, come forward to a plank. Exhale, the knees, the chest, the chin to the earth, hips are in the air. Inhale, slide forward, cobra. Exhale, tuck toes under, push the seat back to the heels and lift the knees up, downward facing dog. On the inhale, lift the right leg up into the air, down dog split. Exhale, bring the right knee into the chest, bring shoulders over the wrists, step the right foot forward in between the hands. Exhale, push through the left heel. Post-anterior chain of the left leg very strong. On the inhale, lift the torso up, arms alongside the ears, high lunge. Exhale, find your grounding. On the inhale, extend the right leg as you lift the left heel away from the earth. Exhale, bend the right knee, push the left heel toward the earth without bending the left knee. Inhale, extend the right leg, lift the left heel up. Exhale, bend the right knee. Inhale, extend. Exhale, bend 4. Inhale, extend. Exhale, bend 5. Inhale, place the hands on the floor, frame the right foot, push into the hands and lift the right leg back up into a down dog split. Then bend the right knee, open, stack the hips, external rotation. Inhale, come back to a down dog split. Exhale, place your right foot on the floor. Inhale, coming forward to a plank. Exhale, knees, chest, and chin, elbows close to ribs. Inhale, slide forward, cobra. Exhale, tuck the toes under, seat back to heels, downward facing dog. On the inhale, lift the left leg up into a down dog split. Then exhale, bring the left knee into the chest, shoulders over wrist, step the left foot forward in between the hands. Exhale, push through the right heel. Inhale, lift the torso up, arms alongside the ears, high lunge. Exhale, find the balance. Inhale, extend the left leg, lift the right heel away from the earth. Exhale, bend the left knee, push through the right heel. Good. Inhale, extend. Exhale, bend 2. Inhale, extend. Exhale, bend 3. Inhale, extend. Exhale, bend 4. Inhale, extend. Exhale, bend 5. Place the hands on the floor, pressing the hands. Lift the left leg back up into a down dog split. Then exhale, bend the left knee open, stack the hips. Inhale, come back to a down dog split. Then exhale, place the left foot down. Inhale, come forward to plank. Exhale, knees, chest, and chin to the floor. Inhale, slide forward, cobra. Exhale, tuck the toes under, push the seat back to the heels, downward facing dog. Soften the knees, slowly walk the feet toward the hands. Keep the feet about hips width distance apart. Keep the hands about 6 to 8 inches in front of the feet. If you're bending the knees, you're going to put your hands on blocks. Because if you have a tendency to have a little tight hamstring, when you bend your knees, what you're doing is you're shortening the hamstring. So you're contracting it. You're making it tighter. Inhale. When you extend the legs, you extend the hamstring. You make it longer. Exhale 2. Inhale. Exhale 3 is just simple biomechanics of the body. Exhale 4. Inhale. Exhale 5. Inhale. Exhale 6. Inhale. Exhale 7. Inhale. Exhale 8. Inhale. Exhale 9. Inhale. Exhale 10. Soften the knees. Step the feet out as wide as the mat. Heels will be on the mat. Toes will be on the bamboo floor. Come to a squat. Bring the hands together. Press out with the forearms, squeezing in with the knees. So that double action of pressing out and squeezing in actually helps to open up the hip. Exhale 1, inhale. Exhale 2, inhale. Exhale 3, inhale. Now push into my hand a little. Exhale 4, inhale. Exhale 5, inhale. Exhale 6, inhale. Exhale 7, inhale. Exhale 8, inhale. Exhale 9, inhale. Exhale 10. Gently place the hands on the floor. Come sit down. And even after that, like you just feel so much better, don't you? All right. Let's chant a little bit. We're going to chant. Let's stick with the Yoga Sutras. Let's start with page 39. We're going to do a couple. Then we're going to jump to where is that one? Let's do some midget. 47. Yeah, we're going to do two different. We're going to chant from 39. We're going to chant 1.2. 3 ohms. Call and response. Yoga, yoga, chitta, chitta, vritti, vritti, nirodha, nirodha. Yoga, chitta, vritti, nirodha, vritti, nirodha. Yoga, chitta, vritti, nirodha. Yoga chitta vritti nirodha. One time together. Yoga chitta vritti nirodha. Good. Now turn over to page 47, 4.28. We'll do that also as a call and response. Hanam. Hanam, esam, esam, kleshavadat, kleshavadat, uktam, uktam. 47, 4.28. Hanam, esam, kleshavadat, uktam, kleshavadat, uktam. Hanam, esam, kleshavadat, uktam. Hanam esam kleshavadat uktam. Together. Hanam esam kleshavadat uktam. So if you've been coming for the month, we've been focused actually on a different sutra. We've been focused on avidya, asmita, raga, devasya, abhidabhesha, klesha, which are the 5 obstacles to the path of yoga. Avidya being misidentification, asmita, egoism, raga, attachment to pleasure, devasya, hatred, and finally abhidabhesha, the fear of death. Those have been our and we've been looking at it through just like what we call things and what we've been called in names and how that names set up identifications that we identify with. But we have to kind of say, where did these kleshas come from? So Patanjali kind of tells you, he gives you an indication in Yoga's Chitta Vritti Nirodha. Yoga, union with the self, chitta, the thinking mind, right? So you have you ever heard that mantra, Sat Chit Ananda? Sat Chit Ananda. Sat being truth, Chit being consciousness, right? Ananda, bliss. Chitta is the crazy mind. So the ta gets added to the craziness, right? But chit by itself is just pure consciousness. It's what you're trying to achieve, right? This state of emptiness, shunya. The Buddhists call it shunya, where there's this spaciousness, right? The ta is a bunch of junk that's been added into there, and you think that that's what you are really all about, is the chitta. Vrittis is an interesting word because it could mean fluctuations. It could also mean storms. It could mean a storm. Whirlwinds. Nirodha, stop it. Get rid of it. So get rid of the vrittis, of the chitta, right? And then just keep the chit, right? So that's what you want to do in yoga. But Patanjali, after he teaches you about these kleshas and tells you to calm the mind, he waits till you're all the way in chapter 4. Remember, this is only a 4-chapter book. So they're in the final stages of yoga. And he says, Hanam esam kleshavada uktam. By abandoning your attachments to preferences and prejudices, obstacles to the practice are fully removed. So that to me is so profound and deep, because what you realize is that our prejudices and our preferences are nothing but chitta vrittis. They're attachments to something that should have no attachment, right? And when I say prejudice and preferences, I extend it to all forms of that. The kind of subtlety of oh, I would never eat pineapple on pizza, to I hate them, right? Both of those are the same for Patanjali. The kind of, ooh, pineapple on pizza, and I hate them. And you see in the world today, you see the churning of the chitta vrittis throughout the world. You see where people now today wear their prejudices and their preferences like a badge of honor. It defines who they are. And that's a very scary place to be, because it's taking you as far away from yoga, union with that chit, that pure consciousness, which is bliss and happiness and joy, and is sucking you into a place of total torment and storms and fluctuations. So the world around us encourages us to identify with these prejudices and these preferences. And you really have to work hard, especially now with social media. See, Mr. Patanjali, the most distracting thing Mr. Patanjali had in his life was a monkey in a tree throwing bananas down or something like that. This is 3,000 years ago. He didn't have what you have, like TikTok and Instagram and Facebook and the television and CNN and Fox News. He didn't have all that. So you have a lot more work as a modern person to do than somebody 3,000 years ago who the biggest distraction was a bunch of parrots in the forest, or a lion roaring somewhere, or the neighbors maybe banging some drums. I mean, this is nothing compared to that. So think about that, and think about how just in our practice, our sadhana, we start to develop little prejudices and preferences and the way we like to do things, and maybe just start to notice them. Because letting go of them, the first you got to notice it. Then to let go of them, you acknowledge that it's there, and then you can say, I'm going to let go of that. All right? Fold up the chant books. And Veronica will come by and pick them up. And come stand at the front of the mat in Tadasana mountain seat. Big toes and heels touch, tailbone moves toward pubic bone, gaze at the horizon. And here again today, I may do things a little different. But notice if your mind gets you to kind of jump ahead or lag behind, or not just kind of be in that moment, that state of pure consciousness because of what you're familiar with, what you may have a prejudice against or a preference for. And just notice how the mind works today, okay? Bring the hands together in undulating mudra. Set a higher intention for the sadhana today. And then exhale, hands by the side, Tadasana mountain seat. On the inhale, bring the hands together in undulating mudra. Extend the arms up toward the sky, Asana. Exhale, fold over the straight legs, Uttanasana. Press palms into floor blocks. Inhale, lift the head and chest and prepare. Exhale, step or jump back, Chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog, move forward and up. Exhale, downward facing dog, stay. Inhale. Exhale, 1. Inhale. Exhale, 2. Inhale. Exhale, 3. Inhale. Exhale, 4. Inhale. Exhale, bend the knees, look beyond the hands. Inhale, step or jump the feet in between hands. Exhale, fold over straight legs. Inhale, rise up, extend the arms, see prayer. Exhale, hands by the side to Tadasana mountain seat. On the inhale, bring the hands together in undulating mudra, extend the arms up toward the sky. Exhale, folding over the legs, Uttanasana, pressing down. Inhale, halfway lift, Ardha Uttanasana. Exhale, jump back, Chaturanga Dandasana. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog, stay. Inhale. Exhale, 1. Inhale. Exhale, 2. Inhale. Exhale, 3. Inhale. Exhale, 4. Inhale. Exhale, bend the knees, look beyond the hands. Inhale, step or jump the feet in between hands. Exhale, fold over the legs. Inhale, rise up, extend the arms, see the prayer. Exhale, hands by the side to Tadasana mountain seat. On the inhale, extend the arms, Asana. Exhale, fold over the legs, Uttanasana. Inhale, halfway lift, Ardha Uttanasana. Exhale, step or jump back, Chaturanga Dandasana. Inhale, upward facing. Exhale, downward facing. Inhale. Exhale, 1. Inhale. Exhale, 2. Inhale. Exhale, 3. Inhale. Exhale, 4. Inhale. Exhale, bend the knees, look forward. Inhale, step, jump the feet in between the hands. Exhale, fold over the legs. Inhale, rise up, extend the arms. Exhale, hands by the side to Tadasana mountain seat. One more time like that on your own. On the inhale, begin. So count the breaths. Notice where you are in the sequence. Try not to think, oh, this is harder than when he doesn't count it for me. And then once you finish, come stand at the front of the mat in Tadasana mountain seat. Good. On the inhale, bend the knees, Utkatasana, awkward seat. Exhale, put the hands down, then extend the legs, Uttanasana. Inhale, halfway lift, Ardha Uttanasana. Exhale, step or jump back, Chaturanga Dandasana. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. On the inhale, right foot forward, left heel turns down, come up, warrior one. Exhale, hands down to the floor, step back, chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. On the inhale, left foot forward, right heel turns down, come up, warrior one. Don't collapse on that inner ankle. Exhale, hands down to the earth, step back, chaturanga dandasana. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Stay. Inhale. Exhale, push the shoulders back. Inhale. Exhale, two. Inhale. Exhale, three. Inhale. Exhale, four. Inhale. Exhale, bend the knees, look forward. Inhale, step or jump the feet in between the hands. Exhale, fold over the legs. Inhale, bend the knees, lift the torso up. Utkatasana, awkward seat. Exhale, come stand up to Tadasana, mountain seat. Let's do that again. On the inhale, bend the knees, Utkatasana. Exhale, put your hands down, extend the legs, Uttanasana. Inhale, halfway lift, Ardha Uttanasana. Exhale, step or jump back, Chaturanga Dandasana. Inhale, Urdhva Mukha Svanasana. Exhale, Adho Mukha Svanasana. On the inhale, right foot forward, left heel down, rise up, warrior one. Exhale, hands down to the floor, step back, bend the elbows, Chaturanga Dandasana. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. On the inhale, left foot forward, right heel turns down, come up, warrior one. Exhale, hands down to the floor, step back, chaturanga. Remember, you're not laying on the ground. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, right foot forward, left heel down, come up, warrior one. One breath. Exhale, hands down, step back, chaturanga. Don't lay down. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, left foot forward, right heel turns down, come up, warrior one. Exhale, hands down, step back, chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog, and stay in down dog. Inhale. Exhale, one. Inhale. Exhale, two. Inhale. Exhale, three. Inhale. Exhale, four. Inhale. Exhale, bend the knees, look beyond the hands. Inhale, jump the feet in between the hands. Exhale, fold over the legs. Inhale, bend the knees, Utkatasana, awkward chair seat. Exhale, come stand up to Tadasana, mountain seat. On the inhale, bend the knees, Utkatasana. Exhale, put the hands down, straighten the legs, Uttanasana. Inhale, halfway lift, Ardha Uttanasana. Exhale, step or jump back, Chaturanga Dandasana. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing.
Inhale, bring the right foot in between your hands into warrior one. Exhale, one. Inhale, exhale, two. Inhale, exhale, three. Inhale, exhale, four. Inhale, exhale, opens arms and hips into warrior two. Inhale, extend the right leg and reach forward. Exhale, bring the right hand on the shin, left arm up, Trikonasana. Exhale, one. Inhale, exhale, two. Inhale, exhale, three. Inhale, exhale, four. Inhale, exhale, five. Inhale, bend the right knee and come up. Exhale, warrior two. Inhale, exhale, one. Inhale, exhale, two. Inhale, exhale, three. Inhale, exhale, four. Inhale, exhale, five. Inhale, bring the, reach forward, bring the right hand by the, stand the right leg. Exhale, bend the right knee in and bring the right hand outside of the right foot on the block or the floor. Inhale, left arm by the ear, extended side angle. Inhale, exhale, one. Inhale, exhale, two. Inhale, exhale, three. Inhale, exhale, four. Inhale, exhale, five. Inhale, bring the left hand on the floor, framing the front foot. Exhale, bring the left foot closer, bringing the right heel onto the floor, extending the right leg. Inhale, lift the body halfway. Exhale, extend forward into Parsvottanasana. Inhale, exhale 1. Inhale, exhale 2. Inhale, exhale 3. Inhale, exhale 4. Inhale, exhale 5. Inhale, lift the body halfway up. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, bring the left foot in between the hands into warrior 1. Exhale 1. Inhale, exhale 2. Inhale, exhale 3. Inhale, exhale 4. Inhale, exhale, open arms and hips into warrior 2. Inhale, extend the front knee, the front leg. Exhale, reach forward and bring the left arm onto the shin, right arm up, Trikonasana. Inhale, exhale 1. Inhale, exhale 2. Inhale, exhale 3. Inhale, exhale 4. Inhale, exhale 5. Inhale, lift the body up. Exhale, bend the left knee. Warrior 2. Inhale, exhale 1. Inhale, exhale 2. Inhale, exhale 3. Inhale, exhale 4. Inhale, exhale 5. Inhale, extend the front leg. Exhale, bend the left knee and bring the left arm by the foot or on the block. Inhale, lift the right arm by the ear, extended side angle. Inhale, exhale 1. Inhale, exhale 2. Inhale, exhale 3. Inhale, exhale 4. Inhale, exhale 5. Inhale, bring the arm framing the front foot. Lift the back heel up. Exhale, bring the back heel closer until the heel touch the floor. Inhale, lift halfway up. Extend, exhale, extend forward. Parsvottanasana A. Inhale, exhale 1. Inhale, exhale 2. Inhale, exhale 3. Inhale, exhale 4. Inhale, exhale 5. Inhale, lift halfway up. Exhale, downward facing dog.
On the inhale, come forward to a plank. Exhale, chaturanga, knees, thighs off the ground. Inhale, upward facing dog, knees, thighs off the ground. Exhale, downward facing dog. Good for you. On the inhale, step the right foot forward in between the hands. Exhale, push through the left heel. Inhale, lift the torso up, arms alongside the ears in a high lunge like you did in the warm-up. Then exhale, bring the hands together in the center of the chest and twist over to the right. Bring the left arm on the outside of the right thigh. Push through the left heel. So remember, strong anterior, post-anterior chain of the left leg. Inhale. Exhale, drop the left shoulder a little bit in toward the inner right ankle. Inhale. Exhale 2. Inhale. Exhale 3. Inhale. Exhale 4. Inhale. Exhale 5. Inhale, lift the torso up, bring the arms alongside the ears in a high lunge again. Then exhale, place the hands on the floor and frame your right foot. On the inhale, put weight in the right foot, lift the left foot off the floor, straightening the right leg, standing split. Then exhale, fold. Now, as you do that, you may need to put blocks underneath the hands, but you want an extended right leg. Now, you can open up the left hip by pointing the left toes away and lifting the left leg higher by pressing the hands down even more. So you can have a little external rotation of the left hip today. Inhale. Exhale 1. Inhale. Exhale 2. Inhale. Exhale 3. Inhale. Exhale, 4. Inhale. Exhale, 5. Now inhale, lift the head and chest halfway, look up, but bend your left knee even more and bring your left heel to the outside of your right hip, externally rotating the left leg. Then exhale, bring the left knee behind the right calf like a curtsy. On the inhale, straighten both your legs, unfurl, coming back into a standing split. Exhale, bend the right knee, bring your left knee behind the right calf like a curtsy. Inhale, straighten both your legs, unfurl. Exhale, bring your right knee behind your bring your left knee behind your right foot and sit all the way down. Ardha Matsyendrasana, seated spinal twist. Plug both sit bones into the earth. On the inhale, lift the left arm up. And then exhale, twist over to the right. Look over the right shoulder. Seated spinal twist. Inhale. Exhale, 1. Inhale. Exhale, 2. Inhale. Exhale, 3. Inhale. Exhale, 4. Inhale. Exhale, 5. Go ahead and inhale, come back to center. Exhale, counter twist over to the left. Inhale, come center and exhale, set up for ankle to knee. Move the left shin forward, stack the right shin on top of the left. Right ankle off the left knee, left ankle underneath right knee. Dorsiflex the feet. So it's a little different from a Padmasana. So a lot of times people will think it's a lotus. This isn't a lotus. So you want to bring that foot all the way over there. And then you're going to pull the toes toward each other so you can't see the sole of the foot. Notice how now you feel it in your piriformis. Then exhale, fold forward. And as you fold forward, bring your arms out in front of you. David's got a little knee injury. I don't know if him sitting on a block is going to help. Inhale. Exhale, 1. Inhale. Exhale, 2. Inhale. Exhale, 3. Inhale. Exhale, 4. Inhale. Exhale, 5. On the inhale, lift the head and chest. Lift the knees up. Cross the right shin over the left. Okay? Put your hands on blocks. Your shin bones are these bones, not your ankles and not your knees. Your shins. Yeah. Put your hands on blocks. Lift your feet off the floor. Yeah. Now bring your chin into your chest and press into your hands and lift your seat off the ground. Then give a little rock, give a little roll, step or jump back chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog. Like I said, no preferences, no prejudices. Exhale, downward facing dog. On the inhale, step the left foot forward in between the hands. Exhale, push through the right heel. Right heel's up, David. Inhale, lift the torso up, arms alongside the ears in a lunge like you did in the warm-up. Then exhale, bring the hands together in the center chest, twist left. Right arm on the outside of the left thigh, pushing through the left leg. Here again, right shoulder is going to drop down toward the inner left ankle. Exhale, 1. That's going to help with cranial sacral alignment. Exhale, 2. Inhale. Exhale, 3. Inhale. Exhale, 4. Inhale. Exhale, 5. Inhale, lift the torso up, arms alongside the ears in a high lunge. Next, I'll put the hands on the floor, frame the left foot. You can use blocks or this if you need to. On your inhale, shift weight into the left foot, lift your right foot off the floor, straightening your left leg. Then exhale, fold over your left leg. On your inhale, point your right toes and lift your right leg higher by pressing into your hands. The more you press down, the more you'll lift up. Exhale, 1. Good. Inhale. Exhale, 2. Inhale. Exhale, 3. Inhale. Exhale, 4. Inhale. Exhale, 5. Inhale, lift the head and chest, bend the right knee. Externally rotate the right leg. Open up the hip even more. Yeah. Then exhale, bring the right knee behind the left calf like a curtsy. Inhale, straighten both your legs. Come into a standing split again. Then exhale, bend both your knees, right knee behind your left calf like a curtsy looking forward. Good. Then inhale, straighten the legs, unfurl one more time. Then exhale, bring your right knee to the outside of your left foot and sit all the way down, Ardha Matsyendrasana. And then plugging both sit bones into the earth on the inhale, lift the right arm up. And then exhale, twist over to the left this time. Seated spinal twist. Breathe, inhale. Exhale, 1. Inhale. Exhale, 2. Inhale. Exhale, 3. Inhale. Exhale, 4. Inhale. Exhale, 5. And I'll come back to center line. Exhale, counter twisting. Inhale, come center, and then set up for Agni Stambhasana, ankle to knee. So your left ankle comes off the right knee, much better. Then dorsiflex, pull the toes toward each other. That protects the ligament of your knee. And then exhale, fold forward, breathing into the hips. Inhale. Exhale, 1. Inhale. Exhale, 2. Inhale. Exhale, 3. Inhale. Exhale, 4. Inhale. Exhale, 5. Inhale. Lift the head and chest as you lift the knees up. Cross your left shin over the right. Feet are off the ground. Put your hands on blocks. Press into your hands. Bring your chin into your chest. Lift your seat. Give a little rock. Give a little roll. Jump back. Step back. Chaturanga Dandasana. Inhale, upward facing dog. Good. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale. Exhale, bend your knees. Look beyond your hands. Inhale, jump your feet out wide as your mat. Pick up your front mat in the front 2 corners. On the inhale, stand up with your mat and let's all go to the wall. Bring your blocks, all your toys, your blankets, everything with you. And put a short end of the mat at the wall. All right. You should use that one, yeah. Anyone you want. So, a little inversion time. Let's play around with some inversions today. So, of course, I want to start out with a little handstand, okay? But I want to do an L-shaped handstand. So come onto the hands and knees with your feet against the wall. I think everybody has done this with me at some point. The knees underneath the hips, the hands underneath the shoulders. And you don't want to walk your hands forward or you'll just slide down the wall. Lift the knees up, coming into a short down dog. So straighten your legs. Now, you know where your hip is. Step your right foot onto the wall no higher than your right hip. Then step your left foot next to the right and straighten your legs, pressing your heels into the wall. Don't move your hands or you'll mess up the measurement. I promise you. Lift your knees up. Step that foot forward. Now push into the heel. Step the other foot there. Now straighten your legs. Straighten them, straighten them, straighten them. Don't look forward, look back. Exhale, 1. Look at this, watch. Inhale. I'm not looking out here. Exhale, 2. I'm looking back. Inhale. Exhale, 3. I'm looking at my feet, not up here. Exhale, 4. Inhale. Exhale, 5. On the inhale, lift the right leg up into the air and stay. Exhale, 1. See how my legs are straight? I'm not bending my knee. My leg is straight. Do you notice? Look how my left leg is straight. Exhale, 4. Inhale. Exhale, 5. On the inhale, place the right foot on the wall. Lift the left leg back up into the air. Little standing split upside down. Exhale, 1. Inhale. Exhale, 2. Inhale. Exhale, 3. Inhale. Exhale, 4. Inhale. Exhale, put the left foot on the wall. Walk down the wall. Rest in a child's seat. Good for you. And breathe. So that L-shaped handstand is actually a bit harder than turning toward the wall and kicking into the wall, because you actually have to push into the floor to keep your feet on the wall. And what I like about it too is if you've been told by everybody in your yoga lifetime, soften your joints, soften your knees, soften this, soften that, you slide right down the wall. right? You got to extend through joints. And I want you to learn that extending through joints is not a bad thing. There's a difference between locking knees or locking a joint and extending through it. Think about when you walk down a flight of stairs. As you step down, you have to extend through your knee joint so that you don't collapse and fall down the stairs. Because if you step down and put your full weight on your foot, walking down a flight of stairs with a bent knee and you're unaware, you're collapsing. So that teaches you how to extend through joints. Okay, lift the torso up, turn toward the wall, place your hands on the floor about 6 to 8 inches away from the wall. Palms are going to turn out a little bit. You don't want to have your fingers pointing straight at the wall. You want a little external rotation of those shoulders. Lift the knees up, come into a down dog. Walk your feet forward so your hips are over your shoulders. Yeah. And your shoulders are over your wrist. Then lift your favorite leg up in the air. You're going to be on your tippy toes. Bend your standing knee, and on your inhale, kick your heels up into the wall. And as you kick forward into the wall, you're going to stay with your heels on the wall. And then you're going to push the floor away from you, coming into a handstand. Good. Inhale. Exhale, 1. Inhale. Exhale, 2. You got to lift up with me. Inhale. Put that leg up there. Exhale, 3. Inhale. Exhale, 4. Inhale. Exhale, 5. Inhale, 10 breaths. Exhale, 6. Inhale. Exhale, 7. Come with me. Inhale. Exhale, 8. Good. Lift up, lift up. Bring your legs. Exhale, 9. Inhale. Exhale, 10. Come down. So Mara had that moment of a prejudice or a preference or like a fear. She's like, I don't know if I could do it. I said, sure you can. All right. So inversions are interesting because, like you can go through the standing asanas and the vinyasa and go, oh yeah, I can deal with this. But as soon as you start the inversion practice, like it triggers a real opinion about what you have. It triggers one, remember that last klesha, abhidibhesha, the fear of death. Right? It definitely triggers like, oh my God, I could die. I could fall and break my nose. So there becomes like a little bit of a panic. And then I don't want to do this because I don't like this. Oh, I don't know. All the anxiety builds up. So inversions are interesting because they do that to you. And they meant to, like they're put into the sadhana for a reason so that you confront those things. It's not about, that's why I tell people all the time, it's not about mastering it. It's about experiencing it, right? All right. A little headstand time. Use the wall for headstand. Interlace your fingers together. Put your fists together and put your knuckles against the wall. Then put your head on the floor behind your wrist crease. Then tuck the toes under and lift the knees up. And so you're going to have your inner palms together. That's an important thing. You don't want your head in your hands. So I don't want you to do that. I want you to do this. Yep. Now put your head behind your hands. Then lift your knees up and walk forward until your back touches the wall. Then you're in an inversion. You're going to push into your forearms. You're going to bring your knees into your chest and lift your legs up into the air. Okay. And what I like about being at the wall is you can rest your heels on the wall and you can push into your arms and let your heels kind of walk up the wall a little bit, taking the weight out of the shoulders, right? You want to not feel pressure in the neck. It's all in the shoulders. Good. Let's just stay here 10 breaths. Inhale. Exhale 10. Inhale. Exhale 9. Inhale. Exhale 8. Inhale. Exhale 7. Inhale. Exhale 6. Inhale. Exhale 5. Inhale. Exhale 4. Inhale. Exhale 3. Notice how you're kind of starting to relax in your abdomen and your hips, and you're kind of moving back toward the wall. Exhale 9. Inhale. Exhale, slowly come down. Good. And rest in a child's seat. Good. And breathe. Inhale. Exhale 1. Inhale. Exhale 2. Inhale. Exhale 3. Inhale. Exhale 4. Inhale. Exhale 5. Inhale. Exhale 6. Inhale. Exhale 7. Inhale. Exhale 8. Inhale. Exhale 9. Inhale. Exhale 10. Good. Lift the torso up. Maybe spin yourself around so you're facing the inside of the room. Yep. Move your props off the mat. Tuck the toes under. Come onto the hands and knees. Tuck the toes under. Push the seat back to the heels. Lift the knees up. Come into down dog. Yep. Then on the inhale, come forward to a plank. And exhale, knees, chest, chin to the floor. Then I'll slide forward, cobra. Stay in cobra. Inhale, lift the hands off the floor. Bring your legs together. Press your toes down. So legs don't lift in cobra. Get your elbows close to your ribs and squeeze your ribs with your elbows and squeeze your lateral muscles. That's the only thing that's working in cobra is your upper back, not your legs, not your feet. Legs are kind of like not just hanging out a little bit. Exhale 1. Inhale. Exhale 2. Inhale. Exhale 3. Inhale. Exhale 4. Inhale. Exhale 5. Now, if you do cobra like that, come down, I swear to God, it's going to make any of that kind of stuff where you have to squeeze your lateral muscles like chaturangas so much better, because most people have weak laterals. Now bring your arms alongside the body. Squeeze your legs together, because you only have one leg. Lift your head, chest, legs, and arms, and now lift your feet off the ground. Now that's a locust. So if you've been told that cobra, you lift your legs up and you lift your shoulders, you're doing locust. Exhale 1. There's got to be a difference between those two asanas. Exhale 2. So you're looking for the difference also. Exhale 3. Inhale. Exhale 4. Inhale. Exhale, come down, relax. Bend the knees, reach back, grab the ankles, pull the navel toward the spine. On the inhale, kick the feet into the hands and lift the knees as high as the shoulders. Exhale 1. Inhale. Exhale 2. Inhale. Exhale 3. Inhale. Exhale 4. Inhale. Exhale, come down and relax. Let's do that one more time. Bend the knees, grab the ankles. On the inhale, lift up. Exhale 1. Good. Inhale. Exhale 2. Inhale. Exhale 3. Inhale. Exhale 4. Inhale. Exhale, come down. Release the feet and relax. You guys remember that lunge we did in the top of like as part of a warm-up? I want to re-experience that with you, but I want to experience it as a back bend. Okay? So here again, that's kind of like not having preferences and prejudices, that you kind of understand doing something similar, but it's totally different. Bring the hands next to the chest, elbows close to the ribs. Inhale, upward dog, knees and thighs are off the ground, shins are off the ground. Exhale, downward facing dog, your feet may be on the wall, that's perfectly fine. On the inhale, lift the right leg up into a down dog split. Then bring the right knee into the chest, bring the shoulders over the ribs, step the right foot forward in between your hands or blocks. Now push through your left heel for a moment, then lift your torso up, bring your arms alongside the ears in a high lunge. Now, what I want you to do is I want you to take your hands behind your back and clasp your hands together in a fist. Now, instead of extending through the left leg, I want you to bend the left knee a little bit. And as you bend your left knee, I want you to roll your shoulders back toward each other. And then I want you to lift up and start to arch back and move your fists down toward the floor behind you, experiencing a lunge as a back bend. Inhale. Exhale, 1. Inhale, so bend the back knee just a little bit. Exhale, 2. That's going to let you pull your right hip back. Exhale, 3. Inhale. Exhale, 4. Inhale. Exhale, 5. Inhale, lift the arms up. Then exhale, place the hands down. On the inhale, lift the right leg up into a down dog split. Exhale, bend the right knee, open, stack the hips. External rotation. Inhale, come back to a down dog split. Exhale, place the right foot on the floor. Inhale, come forward to a plank. Exhale, knees, chest, and chin, just resetting the shoulders. Inhale, slide forward, cobra. Exhale, tuck the toes under, seat back to the heels, downward dog. Let's do it on the left side. On the inhale, lift the left leg up into the air. Exhale, bring the left knee into the chest, bring the shoulders over the wrist, step the left foot forward in between the hands. Now, exhale to come up, you got to push through your right leg. Inhale, lift the torso up, arms alongside the ears in a high lunge. But then bring the hands behind the back, clasp the hands together in a fist. Then bend your right knee and pull your left hip back toward the wall. Start to roll your shoulders back and lift your chest up and arch back, because you can only come into a back bend with this as with a little bit of softness in the back knee. Exhale, 1. There's got to be that softness. Exhale, 2. Inhale. Good. Exhale, 3. Inhale. Exhale, 4. Inhale. Exhale, 5. Inhale, lift the shoulders up, bring the arms alongside the ears. Then exhale, put the hands down, frame the left foot. Inhale, lift the left foot up into a down dog split. Exhale, bend the left knee, stack the hips. Inhale, come to a down dog split. And exhale, place the left foot on the floor. Inhale, come forward to a plank. And exhale, knees, chest, and chin to the floor. Inhale, slide forward, Bhujangasana. Exhale, come down and roll over onto the back. It's kind of interesting now doing that lunge as a back bend. And you feel something totally different, where one is about, here again, stretching the hamstring, getting the hamstring stronger through the lunge, but then bending the knee. Here again, you're contracting and you're making only the hamstrings harder, so you're only working on strength, not extension. And then lifting up through the abdomen. Bend the knees, touch the heels. On the inhale, lift the hips, the lower, the middle back. Half bridge. Exhale, 1. Inhale. Exhale, 2. Inhale. Exhale, 3. Inhale. Exhale, 4. Inhale. Exhale, 5. Release the hands and come down. From here, you are at the wall. If you would like to use the wall for upward bow, put blocks against the wall if that would make you happy, and like that, then make it a lot easier. Or you can keep the hands on the floor. I don't mind. I'm giving you a choice. You can put belts around the arms, right? You can put belts around the thighs. Whatever you want to do. Place the hands next to the head, elbows toward the ceiling. On the inhale, lift up, extending the arms. Good, Kate. Exhale, 1. Inhale. Exhale, 2. Inhale. Exhale, 3. Inhale. Exhale, 4. Inhale. Exhale, 5. Bring the chin in the chest and come down the upper, the middle, the lower back. Yeah, let me just help over here 1 minute. Hold on, I'll come back. So one of the problems is your hypermobile flexible joints. And when you're trying to come up, your arms are just going all over the place. And you're having a hard time staying in control of that. I'm going to do this little belt around your arm. That's going to help, okay? It's going to mean that you will, because I think this is that one that likes to, That's because it's a contraction. In other words, if you feel it contracting, like it hurts all the time, well then that you should go to the chiropractor. Who'd you go to? Not all chiropractors are the same, just like yoga teachers. Lift your arms up. Now put this around your arms. Now put your hands there. Now watch. Veronique's going to help you. Let me go over here. Okay, David. I'm going to come over there. Place the hands next to the head. On the inhale, lift up. Good. Exhale, 1. Inhale. Exhale, 2. Inhale. Exhale, 3. Inhale. Exhale, 4. Inhale. Exhale, bring the chin in the chest and come down the upper, the middle, the lower back. Didn't that help? Okay. So you're going to do one more. Place the hands next to the head. On the inhale, lift up. Exhale, 1. Inhale, push through me. Exhale, 2. Extend like you're doing a military press. Exhale, 3. Inhale, good. Exhale, 4. Inhale. Exhale, 5. Bring the chin in the chest and come down the upper, the middle, the lower back. Good. Bend the knees into the chest. Give the knees a little hug. So prejudices and preferences. Prejudice and preferences come out of the emotions. The emotions are part of the chitta. That's why Sri Brahmananda Saraswati always said, you're not the body, you're not the mind, you're not the thoughts, you're not the feelings. The emotions change. The things that you had a preference for when you were young, you may not have a preference for now. The things that you didn't have a prejudice against when you were young, you may have one now that you've gotten older. So emotions change. Bring the knees over to the left, extend the right arm out, look over the shoulder, any variation of a twist you want to do. And yoga gets you to identify with sat, or unchanging truth, objective truth instead of subjective truth, and let go of the subjectivity so that one can find that chit, that spaciousness of consciousness while in the body. That's the key. While in the body, I have a mind. I'm not the body, I'm not the mind, I'm not the thoughts, I'm not the feelings. Bring the knees into the chest and then go over to the other side, switch. So yoga is one of the few spiritual traditions that I know of that tries to get you to have a highly spiritual practice and make spiritual advancements on the sadhana, but at the same time encourages you to not identify with the form that you're in, to overcome that identification. Unlike Christianity, that, Christian belief is that when the second coming comes, I'm going to get the same body, except it's going to be better. Well, I have a lot of complaints about the model I got. So I wouldn't want this a second time. Okay? So I don't know why you would want to get the same thing a second time. Bring the knees into the center. And then from here, rock up, rock back, rock up, rock back, rock up, rock back. Come up to a seated position. Spin yourself around. Extend your legs out in front of you. Oh, if you're like facing the inner side of the room, that's fine. Dorsiflex the feet, lift the head and chest, and exhale, fold forward. A lot of the Abrahamic traditions identify with the body. All three of them really do. And so if you're somebody who's raised in one of the Abrahamic traditions, it's going to be a real switch to kind of be told, hey, guess what? You're not your personality, you're not your body, you're not your mind. Because this is an Eastern philosophy. If you came from a tradition like Buddhism, Jainism, Sikhism, Hinduism, one of those traditions, this is not a new concept. So for those of us experience a new concept, we could definitely have a prejudice even toward the wisdom teaching itself. Like, well, I really am the body, I like the body I have. I like this personality I got. You kind of nod your head along with the teachings, but in reality, you're attached to the body. You're attached to the mind. On the inhale, lift up. And exhale, hands by the hips. On the inhale, bend the right knee into the chest. Exhale, open up the right knee, right foot on inside of left thigh, twist torso over left leg, and exhale, fold forward. There's a story about Sri Brahmananda up at Ananda Ashram, back in the 60s. That place was happening during the hippie days. And he was teaching these teachings, and there was this guy who was in the satsang, and he raised his hand and he said, but Sri Brahmananda, I really like my body and I really like my mind. And he was like this young hippie, good looking, evidently. And Sri Brahmananda says, wait till you get to be my age. Let's talk about this. And sure enough, the guy became like a big yoga teacher, and he talks about how that as he aged and he felt different about his body and his mind, he understood what Mr. Brahmananda was saying, that changes, that attachment changes. Lift the head and chest, lift the knee and extend. Switch sides. Bend the left knee, open up the left knee, left foot on inside right, and twist over the leg and hold onto the foot. So even the way we feel about our physicality will change as we age. And we won't have the same attachment. But if we can tap into this concept of this sat, or this chit, pure consciousness, then you know what? You're going to be fine as the aging process happens. Because you are attached to eternal truth and wisdom. It has nothing to do with the finite body and mind that you've been given, whether you like it or not. Lift the head and chest, lift the knee up, extend the leg. Tabletop or inclined plank, your choice. If you want to come into tabletop, bend the knees. If you want to come into inclined plank, point the toes. Take the hands behind you. On the inhale, lift up. Exhale, 1. Inhale. Exhale, 2. Inhale. Exhale, 3. Inhale. Exhale, 4. Inhale. Exhale, 5. Bring the chin to the chest and come down. From here, you're at the wall. You have a choice. You can bring legs up the wall in Viparina Karani, half inversion. You can lay down on the back with the knees out to the side, no inversion, Supta Baddha Konasana, or you can come into shoulder stand. So those are your three options: legs up the wall, full shoulder stand, full inversion, or no inversion. Up to you. And now, now that I've confused you and told you not to have a preference or a prejudice, you're like, now you're asking you to make a choice. So that's a good joke, right? Because it is kind of true. Like all of a sudden now I got to make a choice. I've been given three choices. Am I going to come into the one I like the most? Am I going to come into the one that's the least amount of effort? Right? Or am I going to kind of be detached from whichever one of the three I choose? Because in reality, they're kind of all the same as an ending to asana sadhana. That's the hard part. Just to be like, oh yeah, well, if you would have just said shoulder stand, I would have done that. If you would have said Supta Baddha Konasana, I would have done that. Said legs up the wall, I would have done that. So David's feet, it's coming from his shoulders. It's not in his hips. So that his inability to kind of move his hips forward, it's coming from his lack of mobility in his shoulders. The shoulders are so built up. You can't get that external rotation. And here, like, what I would say your assist wants to be, it wants to be from there, because her elbows are underneath her, like in line with her shoulders pretty good. So that would be the only reason why you'd want to come out here and kind of nudge that. But if you want to move her pelvis forward, it's from here, and it's lifting thigh flesh. You see how I'm like lifting that? I'm not even really messing. I can, but in reality, I'm getting her to understand, like lifting that quadricep up. Yeah, well, like it's because she has to lift the quadricep up toward her pelvis. If you're in shoulder stand, let the toes come overhead. Let the toes touch the floor behind the head. Clasp the hands together in a fist, extending the arms away from you. Halasana, seat of the plow. Inhale. Exhale, 1. Inhale. Exhale, 2. Inhale. Exhale, 3. Inhale. Exhale, 4. Inhale. Exhale, 5. Bend the knees. Bring the hands on the back of the knee joint. Karnapidasana, a little ear pressure. Inhale. Exhale, 1. Inhale. Exhale, 2. Inhale. Exhale, 3. Inhale. Exhale, 4. Inhale. Exhale, 5. And put the hands on the floor. Slowly come down one vertebrae at a time until the hips touch the floor. If you have legs up the wall and you want to experience Matsyasana, just bring the knees into the chest, roll over to one side. Come lay down on the back. Turn the palms to face upward. Press into the elbows. Puff up the chest, coming onto the top of the head, the elbows and the sacrum. Matsyasana, seat of the fish. Try to roll the shoulders back. Exhale, 1. Inhale. Exhale, 2. Inhale. Exhale, 3. Inhale. Exhale, 4. Inhale. Exhale, 5. Inhale. Exhale, 6. Inhale. Exhale, 7. Inhale. Exhale, 8. Inhale. Exhale, 9. Inhale. Exhale, 10. Bring the chin to the chest and come down, and let's set up for Shavasana, seat of the corpse. If you'd like a neck massage, turn around so your head is toward the center of the room. You can put a blanket underneath the knees. You can put a blanket on top of you. Allow the breath now just to breathe the body. So let go of the Ujjayi pranayama. Relax at the pelvic floor, letting go of Mula Bandha. And allow the body to become heavy. Shavasana, seat of the corpse. Gently starts deepen the breath. As you deepen the breath, make small movements with the fingers and the toes. Stretch the arms overhead. And stretch the arms and legs in opposite directions. Stretch the right side more than the left side more than the right. And then stretch both sides. Bend the knees into the chest, give the knees a little hug. And then gently roll over to the right. And pressing the left palm into the earth. Lift the torso up and come up to a seated position. And you can use the wall if you would like. You just don't want to lay against the wall. You want the wall to kind of inform you, am I setting upright? And once you find a seat, commit to it. And become aware of the breath again. Noticing the inhales, noticing the exhales. And draw the senses inward. Begin to focus the mind. And focus the mind on that internal space that's completely calm, that's blissful, that's joyful. The chit instead of the chitta. On your own.
Loka samasta sukhino bhavantu. Loka samasta sukhino bhavantu. Bringing the hands together in undulating mudra, bowing the head slightly. May all beings everywhere be happy and free, and may the thoughts, the words, and the actions of my own life contribute in some small way to that happiness for all. Om Bolo Sadguru Bhagavan Ki Jai. Namaste. Thank you, Veronique, for teaching with me. Thank you, everybody, for being here. Don't forget that tomorrow we're having a kirtan at 6 p.m. I think Bobby said the workshop got canceled. Ask him at the front desk. So check that out. But there is a kirtan at 6. Okay? Little singing, little clapping. Come to kirtan.